There are certain locations here in Ireland that are just absolutely drenched in the stuff. Some places are just so saturated with ghosts that even the air itself feels heavy with their presence. Killakee House is one such location, located deep in the Irish countryside. This place has been the setting for a lot of paranormal activity over the years, and today we're going to be exploring the story of the Black Cat of Killakee House. I'm your host, and this is Irish Ghosts. Subscribe to the channel to Ghost Files for more videos. In 2017, a horror movie based around the legend of the Black Cat was released called Let Us Pray. The film was shot entirely on location at Killakee House and its surrounding grounds, but the house itself is very much a real place. It sits high up in the Wicklow Mountains, about 20 miles south of Dublin City, and it's been described as an imposing building, almost like something out of a fairy tale. Today, the house is a hotel and a popular wedding venue, but it was under too long ago that the entire property was owned by a family called the Stouts. It was back in the early 1960s when the eldest daughter of the Stout family was getting married. She had invited her friends from school to come stay with her at the family home before the wedding, and while they were there, the girls noticed strange goings-on around the house. They saw objects move by themselves, doors open and close, and most terrifying of all, they encountered a large black cat which appeared to be stalking them. Now, normally that wouldn't be too unusual, but this particular cat never seemed to leave the property. No matter how far the girls went on the grounds, the cat would always appear to be waiting for them. It felt like they were being stalked. One night, a girl woke up in the middle of the night to what sounded like screams in the forest. When she looked out the window, she saw the cat sitting on the windowsill looking in. The next day, she told her friends about the experience, but they just laughed it off and said that she was making it up. However, that night the same thing happened again and the other girls heard the screams too. And that's when the terror really began. The girls soon realized that the cat seemed to be targeting them one by one. The first attack came when one of the girls was sitting in bed writing a letter. As she was dipping her pen into the ink bottle, she felt the bed shake violently. At first she thought that it must have been an earthquake, but then she noticed the cat sat on top of the wardrobe looking down at her. Then out of nowhere, the wardrobe door burst open and the cat jumped onto the bed and began hissing and growling at her. The girl screamed and tried to get away, but the cat wouldn't let her leave the bed. It kept her trapped there growling and hissing until she eventually passed out from exhaustion. The next morning after, of course, not sleeping a wink, the girl got up and got ready for the day. Strangely, the cat had vanished and was nowhere to be seen. Perhaps it had gone to wait for its next victim. That night it was another girl's turn. She was writing a postcard when the same thing happened. The bed began to shake and the cat jumped onto the bed and attacked her. Thankfully, one of the other girls managed to get the cat off her and shoot it out the door, but they knew that it was only a matter of time before one of them was taken. It was only after the wedding that the true horrors of the cat were revealed. Mrs. Stout went into the attic to look for some old photos for her daughter who had gotten married. As she was rummaging through a box, she heard chains dragging metal moans. She quickly shut the box and ran away. A bit later on, she told her husband what she had heard, but he just laughed it off and said that she was imagining things. Then one day, one of the farm workers was clearing out some of the sheds, when he came across a wooden box buried under some rubble. He brought the box inside for the farmer to see, and when they opened it, they found a woman's Victorian nightgown and a pair of shackles. The farmer recognized the nightgown as belonging to a former servant who had worked in the house many years prior, and as far as the shackles were concerned, well, nobody had any idea where they had come from. The farmer's wife suggested that they should probably be destroyed, but he insisted on keeping them, and that was a big mistake, because that night, the shackles moved by themselves and scratches appeared all over his face. This obviously terrified him, so he threw the shackles back into the box and buried it in the garden. However, this didn't stop the scratches, and soon he was covered head to toe in painful red welts. It became clear to him that the ghost was not happy that its shackles had been disturbed, and it wanted them back. He begrudgingly dug the box back up, returned the shackles to it, and buried it again. But even after that, the scratches continued. One day, a priest came to perform an exorcism. He blessed the entire house and performed the ritual in the room where the scratches had appeared on the farmer's face. After he had left, the scratches stopped appearing and the ghost was never seen or heard from again. Well, that is until 1973 when a new family moved into the house. This time it was a family with 7 children. Now, of course, the parents had heard all the stories about the ghost cat, so they were extremely cautious, but it seemed that the ghost was even more cautious, because it didn't make its presence known for the first few months. Then one day, one of the younger children was playing near the fireplace when it started shaking. The cat was back. It seemed to emerge from the fireplace itself and arched its back, hissing and spitting. The child screamed and ran to hide behind his mother's legs. But the cat just kept coming closer and closer. It eventually made its way onto the table and began to eat the child's dinner. Of course, the mother was horrified, but the cat didn't seem to care. It lapped up the food and then sauntered out the door, leaving the child traumatized and the dinner untouched. From then on, the cat began to stalk the children and appear in photographs. Sometimes it could be seen walking alongside the children, while at other times it could be seen skulking in the shadows, watching them. To make matters worse, the parents had the fireplace blocked up, thinking that this would stop the cat from coming into the house, but it didn't. The cat still managed to find its way inside by coming through the chimney, and then one day it made its way into the airing cupboard. The mother heard the children screaming and went to investigate. Inside the airing cupboard, she saw the cat hissing and growling. It looked wild-eyed and manic. She quickly backed out the door and left the cat alone, but when she returned later to check on it, it had vanished. Not long after that, the family decided to move out and sell the house. They put it up for sale, and soon enough, a young couple came to view it. They were immediately captivated by the house and made an offer. However, when the sale went through and they moved right in, they discovered why the previous owners had left. The cat was back. It was huge and black and walked on two legs. It hissed and spat at the couple and refused to leave them alone. It followed them around the house and waited outside their bedroom door at night. They couldn't take the stress anymore, so they packed up and left. To this day, people report seeing the cat wandering around the house and its grounds. Many believe it to be the ghost of an evil entity, a demon cat that has been cursed to roam the earth until the end of time. Others say that it is the ghost of a black cat that belonged to the original owner of the house. Legend says that when the owner died, he left strict instructions in his will that the cat was to be buried alongside him. But when his grave was opened years later, the cat's body was missing. As I mentioned earlier, Killakee House is now a popular wedding venue. But before each wedding, the staff have to walk around the entire property with holy water and bless it against any evil spirits. And as for the actual wedding ceremony, well, that has to take place in the garden. The bride and groom are not allowed to enter the house at all, lest they disturb the demons that live there. So there you have it, the story of the Black Cat of Killakee House. What do you think? Is this just a spooky legend, or are there actually evil spirits haunting the house? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe Ghost Files for more videos. Until next time, see you later.